So we got Lil Durk. If you haven't hit that notification bell, that like button, make sure that you do if you enjoy the content. So it seemed like Lil Durk ended up getting lucky with the feds, and a lot of people don't get lucky with the feds. Even though if he don't make it through this whole situation, it's still a lucky situation in the moment. But basically it seemed like the feds end up kind of doing a sloppy job when it comes to this. I guess they seen a lot of things that actually lined up. They seen their chance and they end up taking it. And I don't think it was their intentions until he ended up seeing like he was leaving or fleeing or something like that. So they end up hurrying up and doing it. But I think that's what kind of messed him up. But basically he ended up filing for a bond just recently, and the judge ended up granting it. But it ended up saying his team presents a proposed bail package including $1 million in cash, $900K in real estate, $150K from an associate, and 24/7 armed security and electronic monitoring to show that he's not a flight risk. So that's going back to the plane situation of them actually trying to think he was fleeing. But when it came down to it, it didn't actually look like that when you was looking at it. It was just a lot of stops and stuff that made it look like he was going to different places and actually trying to throw him off. But to get back on topic, on top of the bail package, he also filed a motion, so he gonna have both things to look forward to. So he can actually get out on bond, or if he don't actually make it out on bond, he can actually look forward to getting the whole case dismissed. He just got to wait a little bit longer, but he actually is filing a motion. So what he basically saying is the evidence that they indicted him on, so they end up put it clear as day in the paperwork that they indicted him on this. And the thing that they indicted him on is basically the song of that he actually ended up making, and they got like the news clip of Quando Rondo basically saying no. So the whole thing was put together. I thought it was just a part of the song that ended up that wasn't released, but it turns out that the short that was on YouTube that they actually used was actually just a fan made song that they used. And the whole song, the original song, is older than the whole situation that happened with Quando Rondo and his cousin Lil Pav. So that whole basis, if they actually dismiss that, the whole case is over. And pretty much, the producer showed evidence of, when it was actually made, the whole song was made and everything. So, and it was, way before that whole situation happened. So that's actually a good thing. And I feel like, they should just, push on, the integrity of the, Fed's case. It's not really, based on real stuff. It's just things that they really just thinking of. It's not no hard evidence that he actually did that. And I think they also end up pulling some old music or some music with him and Gucci on it, and they basically end up saying they trying to add that. So they saw he filed a motion for that, they tried to file a motion to include that, and that's basically him saying he put money on people's head and all that. So that's what they basically getting at. Now, as I was doing this video, Lil Durk team ended up putting out a statement. So I think this is actually a good tactic by Lil Durk's team to get everybody aware of what's going on, get everybody involved, to basically put pressure on the court and let them know like Durk good, he didn't do anything, and show the world because of the feds' faults. And that's really the biggest thing. But y'all let me know in the comment section how you feel about this. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.